Hey guys, how's it going? So UVS Games sent me a few things to open with the new Turtles booster set, so I'm gonna go through that and sort of chat a bit about the set now that we have everything. So I think I'll do the starter deck first. Um, I I like this set. I think that the power level is a bit lower than AOT, but that kind of makes the cards a bit more interesting instead of just. I feel like there were particularly Infinity cards in Attack on Titan 3. Really felt like they just kind of go in every deck that can run them reasonably. So, I have a little guide and playmat here. This is nice. Looks like it has zones and everything, which is cool. But yeah, let's take a look at the cards in this. So the characters is 622, which I don't love. I know that they made these kind of lower health because games were taking too long to end for new players, but I would like them to have a more playable character in these packs so that people could buy the deck and feel like they could take it to, their locals and have a fighting chance. So, let me get this out. Alright, so that's the character. I mean, the art looks great, though. High 3. This is actually one of the things I like about this deck is it actually has like some pretty good cards in it. I know there's the concern that when they do this, like people will buy the decks just to get these cards because you can't actually get, I believe, this Splinter backup or high 3 in the booster set. But I think these should have good cards in them, so I appreciate that they did it this time. This card sets your next attack to 6/6, which is really good with things like Patrick Baby. I know people say it doesn't have keywords for Patrick Baby. It technically has 5 of them, which is pretty cool. This is like a nice like build around attack, which is really neat. Okay, the Splinter backup is also interesting in that it is reminiscent of an old card that aborted attacks to momentum on play. It is mutant locked on the good symbol, so you can't use it with the four-hander, but you can use it with the other turtles. So this is probably something you'll look at if you're trying to play those characters. I don't know how many of these are from the main set, but I know that those two were unique to the starter deck. Okay, so Freaking Out gets some damage and mill, sure. Going Out is a bonus to the next after it deals damage. Appreciate these have good block mods and not bad stats on them. These feel like just good starter deck cards. This is the Create Capture Net. Not 1-to-1 reprint because it's missing the stun too, and it's a blitz, but it's pretty cool. I think this 3-diff is unique to the starter decks. Yeah, Vanilla Attack for Ryukyu as a 3-diff is pretty funny. If anyone still plays that character. This card draws on block as a 1-high. That's quite nice. Redirecting Push. Something that's pretty cool about this card is it flips on block. So it, like Dimension Sphere, causes the attack to deal no damage. Which is great. It's a 3 mid block, so it's kind of hard to use, but this is essentially like a Faith Shield type effect, but it doesn't leave your card pool. Before I get to Foundations, also, something I like about these is I know that the Turtles templating isn't like the most popular, but I like that you can get this deck to get like, these cards look more like Universus cards from other sets. I know you still get the white text box for these, but that is a nice option and another reason to get these if like you value the templating difference, I guess. Okay, so Foundations, you have the Secret Arts and Ninjutsu. Okay, I think it's a main set card. Daily Meditation, that is as well. Daily Training. Okay, this is the new training method-esque card. A much more fair new training method. It's pretty cool. After you block, draw a card and defend the innocent. This is a functional reprint of the AOT 1 card. Reference attack, or this is stats. No 2-diff. Just decent filler. Draw a card, add a card to the bottom on commit. Commit minus speed. Yeah, these are all fine in a starter deck. I think that this is a unique card to the starter decks. And then the last one is the sack for 0 block mod. Okay, so it's a good starter product. I appreciate the inclusion of these cards, and think that particularly High 3 is an interesting build around. And then Splinter, certainly if you're going to play one of the turtles, you're going to have an eye on that card. And then obviously the templating and stuff, you value that. And then we have a couple packs here. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, like the power level of this set might be a bit lower, but I think that the cards are a lot more interesting as well. I like the themes and stuff. I like the reintroduction of symbols, even if it kind of causes some awkwardness with like sort of continuing to build the same characters. So Bebop and Stun Baton Thrust is our first rare. So this card is pretty interesting. It's actually quite good in potentially in Splinter, but then like High 3 as well. It just like carries stats pretty well because it gets its stats from the stun. However, your opponent can play around it by building face downs and stunning those. So a lot of times it's just going to be a 3 diff with stun too, but that's not exactly bad. So Hard-headed, Donatello, Disabling Jab. A nice line on it. This card is also interesting. It has that same after you block, flip the blocked card. So it's like an Omni block on a 1 mid, which is nice, but the 2 check is rough. Discarding as a card is pretty good, but the cost of a momentum a lot of times is a bit steep, and then it's also kind of rough as a 5 diff, so we'll see. I know this invokes some past cards people know, or people loved, so I've certainly thought about playing Disabling Jab at least. Splinter, Reckless Abandon, sacrifice, add 1 face-up foundation from your stage to your hand. Okay. Alright, I see the synergy stuff. Yeah, this is actually probably the character I like the most from this set. There's a lot of asset stuff which I would think I enjoy, but the fact that it's not really on the other asset symbols from the past makes it a little rough, like Mimic and Tarian and everything. But Splinter's on the all symbol and does a lot of fun combo stuff with attacks, so I think he's pretty neat. And the last card we got looks like an ultra rare. Mega Mutant and Spewing Vitriol. Oh, this card's really funny. Okay, so this card, you can run foundations. There are a couple foundations that you can play from removed, and if you have a way of getting a couple of these in your card pool, you can burn your opponent stacking up really, really fast. I haven't really found a good place to do it, but I think it's a pretty cute combo that I've been talking to people about. So yeah, that was everything. Thanks again to UVS Games. You can get this stuff at your local game store, and looking forward to seeing what people do this month in tournaments. I will be at Toronto and Atlanta, so have a good competitive season coming up ahead, and I guess I'll catch you guys in the next video.